and gentlemen, allow me, before I take my seat, to take this opportunity to respectfully call on President Johnson Sirleaf, our sister, to join me on this podium. Your Excellency, on behalf of all of us, a heartfelt gratitude to ECOWAS, who under your leadership made us all proud. As you stood with your colleagues in ECOWAS, Mauritania, and many others, with the people of the Gambia, and defended the values and principles of our union. We thank all those who participated, but we are particularly proud that it was under your stewardship as our first elected female president. You are a pioneer and an inspiration to all women and men. This is a token of appreciation to ECOWAS and all those involved. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Toutes mes félicitations. Vous avez très bien travaillé. Vous avez sorti des problèmes.
Take it from you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I hope we can all follow the example of ECOWAS that showed together, united in solidarity, we can achieve everything. I thank you. Asante sana, shukran. Muchas gracias.
That is the current and possibly outgoing chairperson of the African Union Commission, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, who possibly this could be her last speech as the chairperson of the AUC if at the AU summit someone else is elected, beg your pardon. Remember, our very own Amina Mohamed, Cabinet Secretary for Foreign Affairs, is among the top contenders for that position to succeed Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, and will definitely be bringing you the events live from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, as the heads of state are expected to vote this afternoon. And still on the same, African heads of state and government are set to elect a new African Union Commission chairperson this afternoon at the AU headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. This follows failure to get the new AU chief in the July 2016 elections in Kigali, Rwanda, where no candidate marshaled the requisite two-thirds majority. Lobbying continues as Kenya pushes for the election of CS Amina Mohamed. For the latest update, let's now cross over to our reporter Duncan Haimba in Addis Ababa.
Well, right now we are in an open session here, and what we are expecting will be the acceptance speech of the new AU chairperson. Remember that the outgoing chairperson has been the Chad President Idris Deby, and he will be giving his final remarks then to pave way for the unveiling of the new chairperson. That is the reason why this particular session is open. Remember that earlier on, the heads of state and government met under closed session where they discussed, among other things, of course, the implementation of the report that was adopted in Kigali, that is with regard to the financing of the African Union. Remember that the member states have agreed that by the year 2020, they want the AU to be self-reliant. That means that all African state members are supposed to be funding the union. Right now, of course, it depends heavily on donor, and therefore, when they met in Kigali, Rwanda in July 2016, among other things, they had said that they have to come with a plan on how by the year 2020, the union will be self-reliant. So that is one of the reports that was discussed earlier on in a closed session. Another report that was actually discussed under that closed session was the report of the Commission on the Continental Free Trade Area and the mechanisms to eliminate non-trade barriers in the continent. So those are two issues that were discussed under closed session earlier on. Of course, we know that the big one is at 3:30 p.m. when now the heads of state and government will get down to vote the new AU Commission chairperson. Of course, Samina Mohamed will be battling out with 4 other candidates. Now, interestingly, only the heads of state and government will participate. However, we will be having 4 more members that will be accompanying the president into that delegation. The purpose of the 4 members, we understand, PS Monica Juma, Catherine, the ambassador to Ethiopia, CS Balala, and preferably Mwangi Kiunjuri will be accompanying the president with the aim to help in lobbying the event that the elections will go into a second round and third round. So the purpose of those 4 additional members in the Kenyan delegation will be actually to help in lobbying more members to support the event that Kenya finished the second round and maybe the third round. So that is what we are expecting. We will keep you posted at around 4 or 4:30 or 5 there. Definitely we'll be able to know who is the new AU Commission chairperson. From Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, this is Duncan Kaemba. Over to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Duncan, for that update. And if you want to closely follow up the proceedings in Addis Ababa, we are bringing it to you live and interrupted on KTN News, even as we expect the main event this afternoon.